laundry's just stacking up. Courtney's buying everybody new underwear and starting new businesses. Welcome to Egg's Most Okayest Farm Girls. I'm Annaliese.
And I'm Courtney. Grab a drink. We're here to help.
Oh my gosh. Courtney, goddamn. Goddamn. We are celebrating 100 episodes. We stuck with this enough to make it to 100 episodes. And to celebrate, we asked all of you to really pick our brains. Like, I feel like we've talked about it all. We hold nothing back. We usually tell you more than you probably want to hear. But we asked you guys, like, dig deep. Try to shock us. Hit us with something we haven't covered yet. So not only do we have questions that you guys wrote in, we have multiple voicemails. So many of you left voice messages. And we're just going to chit-chat and work through them and talk about the highs and the lows and how the hell we got here to 100 episodes.
Yay! Okay, excuse me for a minute. I got to crack open my... Sorry.
Bubbler. Why aren't we having beers right now? We're celebrating 100 episodes.
Yeah, what the hell?
I think it's honestly because I've been on quite a bender. I don't need any more alcohol. I could use a break.
It was the holidays. That's why we're all...
And like, summertime is just so... I don't know, like it's good and bad, but it's just like you have so many neighbors and people that'll just bebop on over and it's like, oh, let's have a beer or let's grill some burgers. And my healthy habits go right out the goddamn window.
Same. We're in the same boat here.
But we digress. What we're really talking about today is how awesome me and Courtney are, how awesome this podcast is, and how awesome all of you listeners are. Thank you so much for being along for the ride, whether you've been here from day one or just hopped on a couple weeks ago. We appreciate you, and we appreciate everyone that sent in voicemails and questions. Let's start with, I guess, maybe the highs and the lows. I think on episode maybe 1 or 2, we talked about how the hell we got here, and maybe we should just soak in that for a minute. Like, how did we get here, Courtney?
I don't know. I don't know how we made it past those first 3 episodes because it was rough. We were having major technical issues. I was feeling inadequate. I was like, Annaliese she's so sick of my shit. She's going to fire me and find someone else.
But I didn't. I was like, this girl, I like her. I like her just a little bit. But it was rough. And we've talked about so many times, starting something new, doing something scary. It's just scary. It's a learning curve. Don't give up right away. Hang in there because look at us now.
Yes. Everything is on the other side of being uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So just stick to it.
Yeah. In just the last, 2.5 years, we can talk about some of the highs. I mean, hosting events that continue to sell out. Don't worry, girls. We're hosting another one in February of 2027. We've gotten to do that. We got to do a live show at Farm Tech Days. We got to do a live show with RFD TV at
Farm Progress
show. And so just even a few people believing in us means the world. They haven't asked us to come back, so hopefully we didn't totally screw it up.
We were a hoot.
I think so. And that's one of the things, too. A live show is completely different than recording because, those awkward pauses that we might have now in our conversation, we can edit them out. But when you are live on a stage, you're sitting in that awkwardness. So you got to be, on your toes, keeping the audience engaged, keeping the conversation going, and that can be tough.
It is tough, especially when, you want the audience to be engaged and respond and interact, and you look out in the crowd and they're just silent. People are afraid to speak.
Yes.
I mean, yeah. How many times did after our live show, people would come up to us and be like, oh my God, I got to tell you about this. And we're like, why didn't you say this during our show?
Yes, guys, for those of you listening, if you want us to do a live show, just let us know. But what we like to do is it's not just us talking all the time. We like to get the audience engaged and sharing their stories about farm life or whatever's embarrassing, or we always ask for a poop story. And no one ever stands up and says something, but afterwards they'll come whisper it in our ears. And we're like, come on, you could have helped the show.
Yes.
So
something I wanted to mention, it's always a high when people show up in our DMs or in person and they're like, hey, you really helped me through this hard time I was having. I would tune in and get a good giggle session out of it, and I could totally relate. So those definitely are on my high list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the whole reason we started this podcast is because we wanted people to get just that. Even though we live a rural life and it can be isolating, we want you to know there is community here. There are people here who get you, who know what you're going through, who want to celebrate the highs and the lows with you. Yeah, anytime we get a message like that, it's just like, oh, we're doing it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, where do we want to go from here? What question from our audience do we want to answer first or address first?
Let's start at the top of the list for me. It was someone asked what a typical day in our lives looks like.
Oh, God. You go first, Courtney.
I don't start anything until I get a full cup of coffee in. And that's how I know like I've truly made it in this life, is when I can sit there and enjoy a cup of coffee. It just means so much to me, you guys.
I mean, before, I'm assuming when you worked at the hospital, like there was no time. You're drinking that coffee on the road, hustling to work.
No, it was hustle, get the kids to where they need to be with grandma, slam down my coffee in the car, drink the horrible hospital coffee that doesn't taste good, you know?
It is
so,
nice.
Anyways, coffee. I drink it and I enjoy it.
Yeah, get to that point where you can like have a slow morning and you're not waking up with anxiety and like, shit, like we gotta go, we got things to do.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that what we all strive for? Is slow mornings?
Yes.
Anywho, usually I'm doing store stuff, like if I need to make a meat delivery or go harvest some flowers, put together some arrangements, drop those off, hauling kids around, starting up other businesses instead of doing laundry.
Laundry's just stacking up. Courtney's buying everybody new underwear and starting new businesses.
Right. It's the worst. And doing podcast stuff, I guess. And then working cattle, you know, every now and again, once a week. Sometimes.
Question I'm curious about. Are you a gal making your family 3 meals a day, or is it like fend for yourself, but at like dinner time I'll whip something up?
We do a nice dinner. Lunch is usually some chicken tenders in the air fryer.
Yeah. Yep.
Breakfast is usually like cereal, French toast sticks. So no, we're not a cook 3 meals from scratch type of fam.
So I am. I know. I feel like I sound so
be that
like
so bad,
hoity-toity when I say that, but I like that's like my cup of coffee for me. Like the fact that I have, and it's not every day, it's not every morning that I have time to do that, but when it is a day where I can like at least like make toast and eggs and bacon or something, like I like to do that. And then it's like get to the farm. Sometimes we'll pack a lunch, but sometimes like we'll come back and make a lunch or eat leftovers or whatever. And then I go all out for dinner. But I love food and I love cooking. And so when I have time to do that, I like it.
Well, good. I want to be that person so bad.
She's like giving me the middle finger right now.
I also, you know what else is super annoying about Annaliese is she gets up so early and gets to it right away. She's up at like 5 a.m. She's going on her walk. I'm like, you know what? I just need you to settle down.
I get real squirrely.
God damn it.
I know. Have you seen that meme where it's like me trying to relax and it's like, how can I relax while being more productive? Like, that's the type of person I am. But I feel like I have been getting better, Courtney. You would maybe be impressed at, like, I have been at least drinking a half a cup of coffee before I start, like, getting out of the house or
Good.
doing a load of laundry. I've been trying to journal a little bit more in the morning. Should I just walk you through my normal day?
Yes.
Okay. So, like, it has definitely changed when the kids were, I don't know, younger and my mother-in-law would come up here. I'd feed calves in the morning, but now I do more afternoon shifts. So I don't really have to be to the farm like super early or at a specific time, which is nice because if it's a school day, like I can get the kids to school, get them off, and then like I'll head to the farm and do my stuff. And now that it's summer, like I'm drinking that cup of coffee, I'm making the kids breakfast, then we head out the door. But if it is like a herd health day or something we have to like be on time for, we boot, scoot, and boogie a little bit faster. So yeah, then we're just like hanging out at the farm, getting stuff done. I do most of the calf stuff at our farm. So like vaccinating, pasting, moving calves, caring for calves, feeding calves, all the calf things. And then I'll help Tom as needed. Try to have a little lunch, make the house less sticky, catch up on all my domestic duties, which is the worst, but we try. And then in the afternoons, I start feeding calves around 3:30. Depending on how many bottle calves and shenanigans I have, I'm usually done with that by like 5:30. We'll go home, we'll make supper, all hang out, and then by 7, we're all on the goddamn couch just vegging out. I'm sorry, even in the summertime, like there comes to be a certain time in the evening where I need to watch TV and not do anything.
Yeah, and just zone out.
Mm-hmm. And then probably lights out for me by 10, which honestly is late, but my gosh darn kids keep getting older and staying up later. And I'm like, Lord have mercy. I need y'all to go to bed.
Yeah, right? Getting them to bed lately has been a struggle. I think just
Ugh.
because it's summer and it stays brighter and there's no like set schedule and it's a free for all over here.
It is. I do like to do a little pre-bedtime garden stroll. Like just as the sun's starting to go down, just let's go see what's going on down there. See if we catch a fairy or something, you know?
Yeah. I go out there like once or twice a day, sometimes just to look at my flowers.
Yeah. It's very calming.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what do you say we take our first voicemail? Should we play one?
Yes. I'm excited to talk about this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How do you guys have the confidence to like post content? I'm a dairy farmer and also a comedian. Yet when it comes to like posting content, I'm always like, nobody cares about my funny farm things. But you guys do it so like confidently and funly. And I want to know your secrets. Thanks.
First of all, I want to know who you are because a dairy farmer and a comedian, can we be friends? Thank you.
Right. Show yourself in our DMs, please. We want to meet you.
Show yourself. But yeah, the confidence to post, it was a journey. So we talked about this early on in the podcast, if you guys want to go back and listen. So it'd be episode 1, Farm Girls talk about how we got here. Episode 4, Farm Girls talk about social media with Lacey Evans. It's trial, it's error, it's just posting and not caring. We always say, those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. So like if you're not posting because you think someone's going to judge you, like who is this person? Get them out of your life. Like,
right. You're giving them a lot of power.
Right. The important people are going to encourage you. They're going to like it. They're going to comment. They're going to support it. So just do it. You're going to find your tribe. You're a dairy farmer who's a comedian who isn't going to want to follow you.
Right. Yeah, you'd be surprised at how many people are actually interested in our lives. People that have never experienced farm life.
Mm-hmm. We're just like, I love to watch a day in the life of, like we just talked about, I'm always so curious about people's routines, what they do, what they keep in their fridge. Like maybe it's really cool and I want to try it. Maybe they know something I don't know, or maybe it's just weird and I want to judge them. I don't know. But it is fascinating. Like, everybody is so different. And you can think like, oh, nobody's going to like this. It's going to be boring. But no, like, because you are unique. You have something special about you. You're going to find your people, and it's not going to be for everybody, but there's going to be people who like it and want to hang around.
Right. And your confidence will build over time as long as you take action and actually start posting. Like, I remember I was awkward and self-conscious before, but I just kept doing it, and then your confidence kind of builds.
Yeah. Like, now when we post or record something, I forget people are watching. And then I'll go see like my friends and or family or community members like out in the real world, and they'll bring something up that I said or posted, and I'm like, oh shit. Like, you guys are watching? Like, I kind of forgot.
Right.
It just gets to that
happens to me
point.
all the time too. People will be like, oh, I loved your post from yesterday. And I'm like, what did I post about?
Yeah.
I don't even remember. What?
Listen to this. My mom, just the other day, she was visiting some friends, and I get a text from her. Granted, she is like the worst texter. Like, she just gets to the point. There is no context. There's no fluff. Hi, how are ya? Very direct. And she texts me and says, boob video, send it to me. And I was like, boob video? What boob video? Like, did I tell her some inappropriate story? Is there a video of my tatas floating around? What is this woman talking about? And so I was like, Mom, what are you talking about? And she's like, you and Tom, boob video. Daily wants to see it. And I was like,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but still, it still took me a minute. She's just like, boob video, you and Tom. Like, first of all, I hope it's a boob video with me and my husband, but like, anyways, finally put it together that she was talking about an Instagram reel where Tom and I use the audio from How I Met Your Mother, and it's like one touch, like talking about grabbing boobs. But I was like, Elizabeth, you could have ended up with something you didn't want to see. You got to be a little more precise next time.
I kind of love how straight to the point she is, though.
Kind of don't.
No fluff. Just get right to it.
Yeah. She sure did. I feel like this kind of flows nicely into another question topic we received. People wanted to know, like, who our worst haters online are or in real life. Like, how do we handle the negativity?
My block list is like a mile long, y'all. So long. Like, if people say something that just piss me off, I just hit block so fast. I'm like, bye. And sometimes I even say bye in my head, like, no, bye. I don't have time.
Yeah.
And then boom, it's gone forever.
Just make them disappear. That's like social media. There can just be so many terrible, rude people out there that you have to deal with that you wouldn't otherwise have to deal with in the real world. And now they're in your DMs or the comment section. I feel like when I first started, like, I got a lot of hate from vegan activists, and same. It was like ban, block, delete, you know, but it did get to a point where it was way too many, and I don't have the time for that shit. And so now I usually, I mean, unless they're like super terrible and super like threatening, I don't do anything because it's just so time consuming. And a lot of times now too, like, I've built such a great community that my friends and followers will go fight for me in the comments, and I just put my hands up and walk away, let them deal with it, you know?
Yep. Yep. I've had that happen too.
Good ones too.
Yep. That's why it's so important to build a community.
Mm.
It's like we're all in this together and they have your back.
Right. And even in real life, too. Finding your people, getting rid of the ones that aren't uplifting, aren't serving, aren't making your life better.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta surround yourself with the good ones.
So, similarly, in real life, I also just cut off access to people. If you're gonna just hurt me, boom, you're dead to me. Like, we're done.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I will not communicate with you anymore. I will cut you off.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah. And I understand, like, people make mistakes. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the really, like, just hateful people.
Right. Or, like, people who time after time don't change their ways. Like you said, there's a difference between, like, one mistake and acknowledging it and apologizing and trying to be better versus, like, just constantly being an asshole.
Right. Right. And then you just remove access to those people.
We should. I feel like we've talked about this before too, but you've had some nasty people in your comment section.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, maybe we shouldn't tell people. I don't want to scare anyone away from sharing their story online or doing their thing, but yeah, people are mean.
I honestly don't mind, like, the ones about my appearance. They don't really bother me because I know, like, okay, that person's hurting. Like, it's clearly, I must be full of myself. I don't know. That sounds bad, but no, like, like, I know that it's coming from their insecurities and they're taking it out on me.
They're trying to hurt you.
Yes. And I don't mind the vegan comments either. Like, those don't really bother me anymore. I mean, I believe in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I just don't care. Recently, though, what really cut deep, people attacked, like, my marriage. And I was like, you motherfuckers.
And they have no idea.
Right. I'm like, that one hurt. And so I did delete a post because I was like, I need to protect my peace. I can't deal with this. Like, I'm just not in the mental headspace.
No,
so
that's messed up.
That's always an option for you guys worried about posting. Like, you can change your mind. You can delete a post if it's just not worth your energy.
One that really pissed me off. There's been a few like this. I hate, because, like, obviously I'm a dairy farmer, posting online, sharing my life, my story, how we farm, how we operate. It's all my point of view. And I'll have other farmers come into my comment section or DM telling me that I'm farming wrong. I'm doing something wrong. I should be doing it the way they do it and this and that. I'm just like, like, I had done a tour of our milking parlor. And we are, like, I will admit, our milking parlor is maxed out. We have a 8 parallel parlor, which means we can milk 16 cows at one time, which means it takes a full 8 hours for us to milk our whole herd, clean up, and then, like, we immediately start over. And someone was like, you're milking that many cows in that small of a parlor? Good God, get a new parlor. And I'm like, would you like to fund it, sir? Because I would
do you have $500,000?
Yeah, I'd love
$1 million
parlor. A rotary would be spectacular. But guess what? It's not in the budget. And what we have now may be old and outdated, but it's getting the cows milked. They're happy. They're healthy. We're doing what we got to do, you know? You don't judge somebody based on, like, a small smidge of what you see.
And what a, like, entitled thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Annaliese, just spend $500,000 on new stuff.
Right. What are you doing over there? Ugh.
Just obnoxious.
For real. Anything else about the haters who gonna hate?
One other option that you all have, sometimes I like to screenshot the nasty comment and then use it in a video. And say something snarky. Yeah, call them out. Because sometimes they'll be like, I'm sorry. Like, I've had people apologize to me. They're like, I'm not that kind of person. I was having a rough day. Like, I'm really sorry. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to delete that. So,
right.
But I accept your apology. You shouldn't have said it then. Sorry.
Yep. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, or Courtney will blast you all over the internet.
Right? I hope you learned your lesson. Now you got to sit in the grave you dug for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yup. Oh, let's do another farm girl confession. Play another voicemail.
Okay, let's see what I got here.
Okay, so my family row crops, and I had met a local farmer's son, and they also row crop. So we had started talking in December and went on a date in February. I never saw him again after that. Like, I saw him at grower meetings, but we never really hung out after that. Well, I saw him at this grower meeting in March, and after that, he started talking to me again. Well, one night he wanted me to come ride in the tractor with him in March, and so I did. And I went and rode in the tractor with him. And one thing led to another, and we started to make out in the tractor, and he tried to pull me closer, and I fell in between the seat of the tractor, couldn't get up, my ass was caught on the seat, and I kept trying to get up, but my feet were getting caught on the tools and wrappers that had been left in the tractor from planting season. Really humbling moment, and it's still a full-blown situationship.
You know what?
You don't see that in a Hallmark movie. You know what I mean? Like, all those Hallmark movies about the city girl who, falls in love with the farm boy and they're going on their tractor rides. Like, you're not seeing them getting rowdy and, like, getting caught in the seat and all the garbage that was in there from planting season.
Yes. I'm just picturing her just, like, stuck like this.
And I'm assuming, in my mind, her pants are down, right? Like, she said one thing led to another. Are we
I don't know.
fornicating here? That's where my head's at. But I could be jumping ahead here. I don't know. Either way.
Who knows?
It's hilarious.
Either
Look,
way, it's hilarious.
Courtney, have you ever gotten frisky in a tractor?
Maybe in Aaron and I's younger years.
Oh, yeah.
When we were first dating. Now I'm like, I'm getting sick. I don't like the motion sickness. Get me out of here. Drop me off.
It is true. I always think, like, if Tom's, I don't know, hauling manure or for whatever reason has to drive a tractor, I'm like, that would be lovely. I'll bring, some sodas or a drink, and we'll just have ourselves a little date in the tractor. And you're right. Like, 5 minutes in, I'm like, get me out of here. Like, my head's banging against the window. We haven't even gotten frisky yet. That's just, the tractor driving.
That's just me.
That's just happening. So, yeah, it's like sex in the shower. Like, sex in the shower always sounds like a good idea. And then you get in there and you're like, this is terrible. Just get clean, get out. I'll meet you on the bed.
Right? You're like hydroplaning off each other.
Yeah.
This is not as sexy as it seemed.
No,
Can we just be done?
Yep.
Get me out of here.
It's never great. Oh, well, I hope the caller keeps us posted on her situationship. Like, I would love, is this a meet cute situation? Are they going to get married one day? Will there be an okay farm girl's wedding? Like, we'd be happy to officiate.
Yeah. We'd DJ it for you.
Yeah. Do you remember that other time we did some matchmaking on the podcast, didn't we? Or we tried to? Do you remember that?
We wanted to. The thought was there. But then, didn't we read someone's spiel, and then we're like, we don't know who she is, though. we don't know how to get...
we didn't know how to get a hold of her. Because I did have somebody reached out to us and was like, hey, I just heard you guys talking about this girl who's looking for a farm boy. I've got the boy. But yeah, we never were able to make the connection.
Yeah. We're like, well, now what? Shoot. Because when we say our voicemails are anonymous, they truly are. Like, we have no way of...
Yeah. Unless you guys leave that info, we don't know.
Yeah.
Speaking of all this, somebody wrote in and wanted to know our worst dating experience.
So I've already spoken about my high school blind date. That was just awkward and not good.
Did we talk about a dating? Like Farm Girls talk about dating, I think. That might be in there, guys, if you want to go to listen. But anyways, proceed, Courtney.
In college, I went on a couple different dates with some dudes, and both their personalities were just of like a wet towel. Just there's just nothing. There's nothing there, and I don't know. Maybe it's just dating in that way just made me so uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I never really dated.
I only went on 2 dates like that, and I was like, I don't want to do this. This is weird.
Yeah. Because I went from like, I had my high school boyfriend that kind of like went into college, and then there was another like situationship in there, and then actually there was a couple, maybe, I can't say I date. I feel like I group dated, or like it was never like a blind date. I had always already been friends with the person or knew them somehow. So it was never like a one-on-one, here's flowers, let's go out to dinner, I'll hold the truck door open for you thing. It was like, I'm going to this party, you're going to this party. Do you want to go to this party together? You want to drive me home? Cool, thanks. Like that was the type of dating I was doing.
Right. Same. And then when I tried to do these, like, I'm going to pick you up at this time, take you out to a nice restaurant, I was like, this is just weird. Like, I don't.
Yeah, what do I do with my
like
hands?
It. What do I do with my hands?
Yeah, I don't like meeting anybody for the first time. Like meeting new people. Because I think, I don't know, I spend so much time trying to figure them out and figure out their vibe and like what I can talk about. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just, there's so much awkwardness. I like when we skip ahead to the good part, like, and everybody's just being themselves. Right. I don't know. I just got together with a group of girls, and I think I've told you, like, it's taking me a long time here in my the town we're in now. Like, I moved out of my hometown where I knew everybody, everything, moved to Tom's town. Not only just finding a group of girls that I really connected with, but then finally getting to the point where, like, we can be weird and talk about the good stuff, the uncomfortable stuff, all this stuff. Really, it took a lot of time, but like I'm there now, and a group of us got together just this Friday for like a pool party. God damn, did we have a good times, lots of laughs, best conversations. I really feel like the closer I get to 40, the more I feel like I am the best version of myself. It's like young, exciting 17-year-old Annaliese, but she's smarter and more mature now. Like, I feel like I'm living like a kid, but in an adult sort of way. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like being truly yourself and not being so scared. Like, there's less fear of what everyone else is thinking about you.
Right. Or just as you're growing up, like in your 20s and even 30s, you're like, okay, 20s, you're like, I'm just out of college. I have to find a job. I have to find a husband. I have to find a house. Like, you think you have to do all these society norms, right? Check all these things off the list in order to be successful. But it's like, okay, now we know that's not even true. And then in your 30s, I think you go through that all over again, but with kids. Like, am I parenting right? Am I spending enough time with my kids? Am I also prioritizing my husband, my career, this and that? And now, like, our kids are getting older, and I feel like we're finally coming back to ourselves.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And it's fun. So, I don't know, 40 might not be that bad.
We're just having a great time in our lives.
We are.
These are have been the best years of my life.
What is that song? These are the best days of our lives? I don't know.
I'm having the time of my life, and I owe it all to you.
That's exactly what I was thinking of, Courtney. I'm so glad you get me. Oh. And also just like, thank God we're not dating anymore. Thank God we met our husbands at a bar the old-fashioned way.
Doing a keg stand, and the rest was history.
Right? It's how people used to fall in love. I don't know what happened to this world.
Smashing beers, shotgunning beers. That's how we did it.
Speaking of good memories, someone wrote in wanting to know our favorite summer memory growing up. What was yours? I think we need to break this down. Like, let's start favorite summer memory, like 12 and under. Like, as a 12-year-old or younger, what was your best time? Like, you haven't started partying or getting into trouble yet.
I have fond memories of our school dances. How weird was that? You've got like some 12-year-old
I know.
listening to the Yin Yang Twins in a school gym, grinding up on other 12-year-olds.
Oh, you guys were grinding over there, huh? We were doing the whole, it was boys on one side, girls on the other side. Like, nobody was dancing together until there was a slow song. Then maybe like some would come out of the woodwork and do the slow dance, but it was like my hands are on his shoulders, his hands are on my hips. You could fit about 4 people in between us, like we're barely touching and we're just swaying back and forth.
You're right. That was the norm for that age. It wasn't until high school when the real grinding happened.
Did you get together like with a group of friends ahead of the dance? Like, everybody'd get ready together and then someone's mom would drive you there and you'd go together, the whole thing?
Yeah, the whole thing. And your girl just loves to dance.
Yeah, she does.
So I'd say that was my favorite. What was your favorite 12 and under?
Probably just the shit I got into with my sister. Like, looking in the moment, we hated each other. We talked a little bit about this on our Farm Girls Unfiltered episode with Michaela McGee. We did not get along, but like, looking back at it now, it was some of the best times, the best memories, just her and I growing up on the farm. I feel like we were unsupervised on the farm a lot, just like getting in trouble, creating stuff, getting dirty, playing outside. I remember we got stuck in a locker together once. Did I tell you that story?
Yeah, I think you did. So funny.
I was always, as the oldest sister,
I thought you shoved Michaela in a locker and like locked her in there.
With me, I'm such a dumbass. Like, I was not a good big sister. I was not the one looking out for the youngsters. I was the one, like, I really have the third child energy. Like, who cares? Let's do this. See what'll happen. We'll figure it out later. And I was just like, hey, Michaela, come here. Let's see if we can both fit in this locker. Because we had lockers for all the employees at our dairy farm. And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, it's fine. Get in here. Well, we both got in there. We could fit. But funny story, lockers only open from the outside. So once we got in there, we couldn't get out. And like, probably running out of air. There's only that little tiny crack up there. And so then we just like started pounding on the lockers.
God.
And thankfully, one of the employees came and heard us and let us out. And we gasped for air and got on with our day. But
oh my Lord.
Shit like that.
Your favorite childhood memories is torturing your little sisters, is
100%.
What I'm gathering.
I mean, we did have some. Wait, maybe I shouldn't say we. I had some good times.
Sorry, I just thought of one more. And you probably don't know about this because you weren't a cable TV kid, right?
Right.
Okay, well, there was this thing called TGIF. I think it was on NBC or maybe ABC. I don't know.
What about Nick at Night? Sorry, now you're making my wheels turn. Remember Nick at Night? That was always so exciting.
Do you remember all that? Oh, the show?
Yes.
It was like a skit series. Oh, that was my favorite. So all that and the whole TGIF lineup. So like Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Boy Meets World. So we used to watch that as a family. So, like, we would order pizza, we would watch our lineup. That's a good childhood memory.
Fun. Yeah. I wish they'd still have, like, TV themes like that. It was so fun. Another good memory, too, at that age was, it wasn't every Friday night, but, like, a lot of Fridays, we'd get to have a friend over for a sleepover, and then we'd go to the movie store downtown and pick out a VHS to bring home and throw into the VCR. That was always exciting. Like, what movie do we want to get?
Yeah.
You know? God.
Yeah. We went to video gallery or movie gallery in Blockbuster.
Blockbuster. R.I.P.
Pick out a bunch.
Mm-hmm. What about as you got older? Favorite summer memories?
I don't know. Probably like just cheerleading. I feel like that's all I did in high school. Cheerleading, parties in cornfields.
Me and my good friend at the time, he was my neighbor. We would just like drive around, listen to music. Like we both liked music a lot. So like that was always a good memory. And then usually while we were driving around listening to music, we're trying to plan like, okay, where's the field party? Who are we calling? Who's hosting? What do we need to bring? Like, I don't know. And then just, so many good field parties. Good old fashioned fun, you know?
Mm-hmm. Bonfires. You're throwing everything in there. Couches.
It was just so exciting back then because it's like, I don't know, probably getting a little taste of freedom, right? Like mom and dad don't know. They think I'm going to Rachel's house for a sleepover.
Watching a movie.
Yeah, but really I'm going to go meet some boys from the next town over, or I don't even know who I'm going to meet. You know what I mean? Like, especially growing up in a small town and you have a small class and you see all the same stupid boys again and again. And so when it was like a Friday night party, it was like, oh, maybe I'll meet someone from, 10 miles away. Like, possibilities here.
Yes.
To be young again. But actually, life's pretty great now. Going to bed early with the guy I like,
Mm-hmm.
Winning.
Speaking of sisters, since we just reminisced about some sister memories, how about big sis advice? Somebody wrote in asking.
Ooh, big sis advice. My biggest piece of advice for anyone is just like, stop caring so much. Just stop caring, stop worrying. I think we almost, immobilize ourselves or stop ourselves from doing stuff because we're so worried about what other people think. And usually we don't even actually know what they're thinking. We're assuming that, if I do this, then other people are going to think or say this about me. But you don't even know if that's true. Like, that's just shit you're making up in your head. So you need to get out of your own head, out of everybody's heads, and just do what makes you happy. Be yourself. Try new things. Quit things that aren't serving you. Like, you don't have to be married to any one job or activity. If you start something and then you're like, you know what? I don't like this. Pivot. Do something different.
Yeah, and most of the time, people aren't even thinking about you.
No.
You could have done the thing you wanted.
And no one would have even noticed. Maybe. Like, yes, that's so true. Like, why do we think we are so, I don't know, you're not that cool. Nobody's really looking at you.
The world revolves around us. Yeah. Like, no one's thinking about you.
No. I remember I was speaking at some event, and one of the questions, like we were talking about sharing your story online, and someone asked like, I'm afraid I won't have the time. Like, I don't want to start and then not post anything for a week or two. And people wonder like, oh, where'd she go? And my reply to that question was like, they're not going to say that. Nobody's going to notice you didn't show up for 2 weeks. Like, everybody is so involved in their own shit that they're not worrying about yours.
Exactly.
Unless, like, you really got some drama, then I might care.
Right. My advice would be that grit is like the number one attribute that'll really like lead you far. Because most people quit.
After I just said, quit. Don't keep doing that thing if you don't want to do it. But
there's a difference between pivoting and quitting before you even try at something.
Right. Yeah. Don't quit just because like you're scared or it didn't work the first time. Like give it a try. Get some experience under you. And then if you still aren't loving it, then yes, then pivot.
Right.
What is the best piece of advice you've ever received?
I don't know.
I've got one. It has nothing to do with like big sis advice or anything, but I just remember like years ago when I first started blogging, there was, I don't know if he's still online anymore. He was a dairy farmer from Canada. Farmer Tim, I believe was his name. And he is the one where I got the quote that said, sharing your story might not change the world, but it could change the world for one person. And I keep that in mind still to this day when I share and speak and podcast and do all the things. Like sometimes you sit there and you wonder, like, what is the point? Why am I doing this shit? Who cares? But then you'll have like these DMs or people come up to you at a speaking event or just like out in public and say like, thank you, I never realized X, Y, and Z, or thank you, I thought I was the only one going through this. And because I like put myself out there and shared, like I helped someone and that's worth it. And that is why I like keep doing what I do.
That is sound advice. Definitely.
I truly believe we all have so much to learn from each other.
Absolutely. I once saw, this was when I was in the ER, still busting my ass, doing all the different things, trying to juggle everything. Something popped up on my feed that said, there are less qualified people out there doing what you want to do just because they believed in themselves. And that really changed things for me. I was like, holy shit, this is correct. Like, there are people doing exactly what I want to do that are less qualified. I don't know about that part, but just like I have skills, I have something to offer. Why am I not doing it?
Right.
So,
yes, exactly. Don't wait until you have it all figured out because you never will. You'll figure it out as you go. So do the thing, put yourself out there, share your story because the world needs to hear it. God damn it.
God damn.
Well, with that, Courtney, why don't we stop here? This is going to have to be a two-parter, okay? We are going to celebrate 101 episodes next week and keep this conversation going because we still have so many voicemails and so many things to talk about. So join us next week, guys. We'll celebrate some more.
Guys, thanks for hanging out with us today.
If you had as much fun as we did, would you do us a favor and share this episode with a friend?
Speaking of friends, can we all be friends over on the Instagram? You can find me at @ModFarmChick.
And me at Mrs. Green Pastures Cattle.
See you next week, guys.